Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're counting down our picks for the times across superhero games that left us frazzled and frantic.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Fighting Kessler, Infamous. Between the mass murder, manipulation, and even killing Cole's girlfriend, it's fair to say that Kessler was a menace in dire need of getting thunderstruck. Unfortunately for Cole, his nemesis isn't some street punk, but also an electrokinesis user, whose powers even eclipsed his own. Besting Kessler is an unexpected difficulty spike that had plenty of players sweating back in the day.
That's the best you can do.
Even after getting your revenge, whatever sense of victory you may have had is stripped away when the game reveals that Kessler is actually Cole from an alternative future, who orchestrated his past self's own misery to prepare him for the threat to come. Now that's what you call shock value.
I take one last look down at myself, my future self, and turn away, the rage curdling inside. I hate everything about Kessler.
Playing the game, Superman, the new Superman Adventures. We're dead serious. Just booting up Superman 64 is an act of masochism. This iconically maligned game tarnished any and all sense of fun by turning the Man of Steel into a non-functioning mess. It's not so much punishing as it is downright broken. Everyone knows how painful the opening level is, where you have to fly through a series of rings before the timer runs out, except the flying controls are beyond janky, to the point you'll have to rely on muscle memory to make it through. The rest of the game's not much better, to the extent it feels like it's going out of its way to trip you up. The Symbol of Hope deserved so much better. Playing with lackluster teammates, Marvel Rivals. This obviously applies to hundreds of co-op games, but it especially rings true in hero shooters, and Marvel Rivals is no exception. Look, we've all been there, healing like a champion only for the duelists to flub it at the last second, holding the line as a tank only for the rest of your team to drop the ball and cost you the game.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Hopping into a game of Marvel Rivals truly is a roulette in terms of quality, and it is endlessly frustrating. Of course, it goes without saying that we've also all been said lackluster teammate, for one reason or another. It takes one to know one, just another wall to climb if you want to make it to Grandmaster.
I am ready to put on a show! Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Pizza Delivery, Spider-Man 2.
Spidey, you the man!
The meme that will follow the web slinger to the grave, making pizza deliveries across New York is somehow way more tense than taking on the likes of Doc Ock. Each new delivery demands tighter time constraints and further distances to swing. But the real kicker is that every time you flip, an essential move if you want to pick up speed while web swinging, you damage the pizza.
Oh, good. My pizza. Thanks very much. All right. An empty delivery bag means it's time to head back.
Pair that with the legendary soundtrack, and it won't be long before you'll only have pizza on the brain.
You did all right this time. Maybe I'm not wrong to keep you on, eh? Keep up the good work, and you will have a bright future here.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Every decision. Batman, the Telltale series.
I told her to wait, but this is personal. Montoya tried to take me down. She can handle this herself. Thought I could count on you. But maybe I was mistaken.
We all know that the Dark Knight's life is consumed by a miasma of doom and despair, but did Telltale really have to lay it on this thick? Don't get us wrong, getting to play as the Bat during the detective and combat segments are awesome. It's when the signature Telltale decisions come into play that things get dicey. Across all 5 episodes, players are bombarded with decisions that, more often than not, all end terribly for Bruce.
Oh, Bruce. Clumsy, clumsy. No wonder you're not being trusted with nice things anymore.
I'll call someone in to clean that up. Bruce!
Who to save, who to trust, which method to pursue, all with very little leverage between. Honestly, the majority of this game feels like it's the Bruce Wayne suffering simulator.
No. Last warning, Harvey.
You walk out that door right now and I don't have to hurt you.
No going back now.
Shooting Quill's mother, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Peter, I am so proud of you. Your father would be so proud.
Between the soundtrack, the combat, and the banter, this game is a roller coaster of rock and roll that refuses to stop. A blast from start to finish, all filled with endless amounts of goodwill between the cast of the Guardians. That is until this little story beat, which hit way harder than it should have. In order to free Nikki from Magus' illusions, Quill is forced to shatter his own fantasy, one where his mother is alive. How? By shooting her in the face!
I don't understand.
It's pretty hardcore, especially for such a light-hearted space adventure like this.
Now, Peter. While it's distracted, we can reach Nikki. She needs our help. Hurry!
Hunted by Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. We're not going to pretend that we enjoyed the Mary Jane sections of this game, even if she has evolved from simply hiding from enemy NPCs to blasting them with stun guns. That being said, this little segment did a fantastic job of highlighting just how scary it is to be chased down by a symbiote with murder on the brain. Consumed by the alien's influence, the unconscious Peter falls into a berserker rage, eager to terminate his relationship with MJ for good, and all we can do is run.
That's my exit!
Drill fight. Batman Arkham Knight.
See, I learned that from an old friend.
Operating the Batmobile is testing at the best of times, given how often the game makes you use it. But beyond the tank sections and Riddler races, there is one part of the game where the usage of the Batmobile goes from a neat gimmick to aggravatingly unnecessary. And that would be the battle against the giant excavator.
This is it, Batman! Stop hiding! You won't get away!
Winding through the tunnels, trying to avoid the Arkham Knight, as well as a general lack of direction, ensures that you won't so much be acting as the world's greatest detective as you will be a wacky racer. Breaking and entering, Spider-Man.
Go to alert! Shall we dance? Sorry, pal, but I can't let anyone spot me just yet.
Spidey is tailor-made for stealth, what with being able to stick to walls. That's not to say it's always pulled off seamlessly, and the most egregious example can be found in this adaptation of the first Raimi Spidey flick. Having to infiltrate Oscorp, which just so happens to be filled with guards and robots aplenty, getting caught here is essentially instant death, meaning you have to slowly crawl across the ceiling, sticking to the shadows whenever possible. Combined with how long the level is, the whole thing becomes a grind. Made all the worse when you're randomly spotted, gunned down, and have to start the whole thing again. Well, time to bust out the cheat codes.
That's it. I'm never saying yes to another 24 hours.
Killer Croc, Batman, Arkham Asylum. The encounters with Scarecrow have rightly been given their flowers for how eerie and disorientating they can be, but when it comes to making us panic, few things in the Madhouse had us throwing our controllers quite like seeing Killer Croc charging towards us. Nowadays, it may not be much to holler about in terms of actual horror, but for a superhero game back in the day, this was outright terrifying. Having to quietly traverse through the sewers, throwing a bombardment of batarangs to knock Croc back under the water. This was low-key horrifying.
My caves will be your tomb.
Which stress-inducing moments made you want to hang up your cape? Let us know in the comments.